they have to do it in a very cost-ineffective manner. It can be absolutely devastating for Protoss to try and engage in that standpoint. Because the spawn crawler line can be just so solid. So now we're going to be having TSL.Hyun just getting his spawning pool out, and this hatch is going to be next. And let's see what strategies he's going to be doing. I've seen TSL.Hyun play so much at cast his Zotac Cups, and he is in every single one of them. It is so impressive. He just competes in every online tournament. I tuned into one day of the Iron Squid, and hey, look who was there. It was Hyun. So that was really good to see Hyun and back here again. Alright, so now we're having Forge down, we're having Cannon going down before the Gateway. Gateway would probably fit right here, I think, actually. That should be a full wall between the Cannon and the Forge. So there we go. SimCity is looking to be kind of nice, because this is a tricky map that sometimes SimCity on. Because another thing that Toss has to deal with is a very wide ramp, and it can make Baneling Bust actually surprisingly powerful. So we got to keep an eye on whether or not Hyun is going to be getting this third base. Because right now what Seed is doing with this probe only is looking for a third base. And it looks like Hyun will indeed be going for this third base. Because that's the biggest tell for the early game of a Zerg. If your Protoss is scouting and you see that there is no third and it's like 5 minutes of the game, time to prepare for some kind of Roach bust, Baneling bust, Ling bust, some kind of bust. While if you're moving around, you see the third base, you're kind of like, alright, cool, I got a few minutes that I can kind of just probe up and set up infrastructure. And it's those kind of thoughts that let you know exactly what kind of strategy you should be doing. But now we're going to have the Cyber Core being thrown down. There we go. I'm glad I'm not a liar. So there's a Cybernetics Core right here. One Zealot wide choke. So this is actually a pretty secure wall off. The only issue is this pylon. That's the only really weak link in the wall. And that could be abused by a Baneling Bust, but it's not going to be happening. The third base is down. But it looks like this one Ling, oh, it got, okay, so it's going to move around and actually go for this probe. But the probe has now officially confirmed the third base. That all-important scout that the probe is pretty much, all he has to do with the early game is see that third base. So we've got just a bunch of drones coming on. But let's think about what Hyun could possibly do. He could theoretically go for a big Roach style. He can go for Roach Infestor. I've seen him do that. He can go for Mutas. He can try and play all of those styles to really be aggressive. Because if you can go Mutas on this map, it can sometimes be effective. You have to be really careful. You can come across this top area, hit this natural, but with this very compact 3-base style, there's a lot of opportunities for Protoss to throw on cannons and be effective there. But the thing is, this very thin ramp can really be harmful for in terms of defending against Mutas. You got possibly a Nidus now going to be thrown down over here, which is exactly what we saw Losira do earlier on in a ZVZ. So there's something that we could theoretically see as well, because we've already seen it today, and who knows, I would love to see 2 Niduses in one day. But here we have 3 gateways going down, so we're going up to 4 gates. Got the Warp Gate and the +1, so we're going to have, at the very least, a 4-gate +1 Zealot Warpin, theoretically. That could be hitting Hyun over here. There's no hidden probe or pylon down here in any annoying spots, but no reason at all to just disregard that. It's a very common, very powerful strategy if you can hit that really key timing. Because if you hit it after you've got Roaches already in the field, you're going to accomplish nothing with your Zealots, because they'll just get killed. But sometimes you can kill the third hatch. And if you can snipe that third hatch, that is a massively good thing to do. So Seed's going to be able to possibly take out this one Ling. But oh, look at this, the drone transfer. Oh, he missteps. He missteps twice? Oh, what? He just missed the opportunity to kill off a drone for free. Seed. Ouch. And now he's going to miss this Ling too? Oh, Seed. Those are the small things that matter. But still it's 1 drone, so it's not a huge deal. But the third base for Seed is now down at less than 8 minutes, and this is a great thing to do. He's now fully walled off this third, so this is his only entrance to his bases is over here. You can kill these rocks, but he's kind of using sentries only to do that. So you might want to get this Stalker and Zealot to get in there as well. There we go. That's a nice little action move. Get everything attacking this as soon as possible and make sure he's as efficient as possible. But here we have Hyun going for that fast 4 base. He's doing exactly what he needs to do for this specific map. This is him trying to get the macro to be able to prevent this turtly 3-base massive push style from Protoss. As you can see, the blink is coming along the way. We've got this +2 weapons attack on the way as well. Seed with this sentry count is going to be able to get a lot of energy, a lot of forces, a lot of guardian shields, and have a very powerful army for his units. and Hyun has actually got his lair now completed. So the question is, what's he going to be doing with it? Nuita's Carapace. That is the speed for those Overlords, and we also have Vengeful Sacks, which is going to allow for drops. So we could be seeing a big 5-hatch larva worth of Doom drop happening from Hyun, and that would be incredibly powerful. We've got him getting his +1 missile attacks. His Roachborn is done, but no Gleal yet. He actually doesn't have. Oh wait, never mind. He did just start it, so he's going to be able to get that up. Okay, that's a really frustrating thing as a catcher. Like, oh, he doesn't have that. Oh wait, he started just as I mentioned he doesn't have it. It's like, oh well, I guess it's cool that I saw it, but nah. Alright, so we got 9 gates out. So we could just see a big 9-gate push, but the Robo is getting done as well. So you're probably going to see this happening with either Colossi, Immortals, or both. So it's very beneficial to go for just 2 Immortals and then go for Colossi. You get a nice amount of DPS against Roaches. You got the force field capabilities to go ahead and just eliminate a lot of the positional advantages that Zerg may be able to get. But this is a terrible spot for Zerg to attack into. Look at this ramp. It's so beneficial. You just force field that hole, force field. You lock an entire group of Roaches in here. They start picking up these people. Well, guess what? Force field. You've locked them in completely. You have the same exact wall configuration over here. You've got a beautiful spot to engage. But here we're having all of these Overlords. They should be meeting up with their Roaches soon, or this may be a fake drop. Hyun may be just sending his Overlords over here to send the entire army out in for Seed, and then he could move in, kill off his forge, and then go straight to the natural expansion. Both are viable, but as of right now, he's just bringing down some creep, apparently. Yeah, that's a lot of just creep coming out really quickly from the Overlords' butts. But the Observer is going to be moving along just to be able to see this entire army moving across the map. And that means Seed's got to be wary of an attack. And we see where he's going to push his army. Yeah, he's going to position his army over here in between his natural and start. He doesn't quite know where the attack is going to happen, so he's got to be as effective as possible in terms of where he's going to be moving in. But here we have the this full army of Overlords. We have a couple Lings that are just going to be empty moving along. But Hyun does have this Overseer. He's ready to look for any kind of scan information, but as you can see, Seed is waiting to have his attack happen over here, but this massive drop is moving in, but there's a lot of Stalkers right here ready to go and engage. We're going to see that they're blinkering back to try and get into good spots. The Force is going to prevent a lot of the dropping from happening as Seed is going to start getting attacked. Look at the sentries getting hit by all of those Lings inside the Force, and so many Force fields are going down, but Seed is looking like he actually is doing a good job of defending this. The Roaches and the Lings are coming down one by one. See those getting hit. There's no way from the micro. There's a lot of Lings going to play. The Roaches are going to get attacked by some Mortals shortly, but the Lings may actually take it out before anything else can actually happen. Seed is not able to kill that many of the Overlords. You can basically get back to max food limit, and then we're going to see a lot more still going down. But as far as things go, Siege has defended that incredibly well. 24 Oh my god, 24 Stalkers are still alive, and he's got even more that they just warped in. He's got a couple of more to go for a Blink Stalker more attack if he really wants to, but 4 base economy for Hyun, and he's going to be able to get a lot of stuff rebuilt. He's still got a fair amount of stuff going down. He's getting his missile attack level 2, Tunneling Claws, Burrow, and a lot more Roaches. Pure Roaches coming down, but the +2 missile attack's not done. He's an attack before, but there's no sentries. He can actually run straight up in here. Is he going to run straight up, or he could, but it's going to be really risky to do just that. So you can start blinging back these Stalkers. Got to be really careful. He's not going to push out and get caught going the 1 by 1. They're going to push forward. The Lings are going to try and attack. We're going to see that this pylon goes down, but Zell's going to continue making that wall effective. But this is the great thing about this map for Protoss, is that it's Hyun, if he was on a bigger map with more spread out bases, he'd be multi-pronged attacking and decimating Seed's happiness. I mean, imagine Daybreak attacking the natural and the third at the same time. That would be so much better than Entombed Valley is right now. These Stalkers are doing a great job of getting to great positions, and Hyun is going to continue being aggressive and attacking, but there's so many Stalkers, Seed can just start blinking back in clumps, and that'll be perfectly acceptable for his micro, and we see how it's affecting Hyun and getting all of his units onto the ramp, and he can't even attack with more than half of his Roaches. But now he's brought Seed's Stalkers down, and he's going to continue trying to be aggressive. So notice no expos for either player yet, too. Just looking at the mini maps, we're not taking our eyes away from this battle. Seed is microing incredibly well. Oh my god, Hyun is hitting so many buttons. Wow. I need to breathe. Okay, so now all the overlords are just running around. You do have the tunneling claws for the roaches, though. Alright, but notice this this Lynch actually burrow to stop a 4th base going down. Because as we can see, this pile's going to be replaced as Seed pushing down his army, trying to get into a better spot, but these overlords are definitely in an interesting place. We've got the Hydra Den out, which is going to be a really effective move considering that there are no Colossi. The problem is the Blink Stalkers, when they're in this numbers, are almost good against anything Zerg has, except for Infestors. Infestors are what he needs to lock down the Blink, prevent the Blink. So if you get Infestor Hydra out, that'd be devastating towards these Stalkers. Alright, so it looks like we're going to have another engagement moving along here as Hyun's going to continue moving along. He's going to try and get in a good position. But look at the 77 links, 10 Hydras, 26 Roaches, 53 Stalkers. My god, we're seeing 53 Stalkers going to be moving in. They're going to be blinking back. There's a lot of Zerg units here, but the Stalkers' lasers just keep on going. They just keep on falling. But look at how much Hyun has lost. But these Hydras are now in the back doing a nice amount of damage. But Seed is continuing to just get... He's just not going down the food count. You see he's staying at 170. Hyun is going down. He's at 160. We're going to see a blinking forward to hit all these Hydras. And the Hydras may be on creep, but there's just not enough of them. Seed is in a beautiful, beautiful position. And I don't know if Hyun can actually continue moving forward. Told you to go back to saying Hyun. But look at the units that have been lost. Seed is just not taking the losses that Hyun is. Even though Hyun has had the 4th base really early, he didn't get any 5th bases and any more economies, focusing mostly on mining his gas down there, and now it's just massive amounts of Stalkers, and Hyun not going for Infestors, I think, is his downfall. Let's just look at this unit's loss tab. It is really bad as GG gets called. Seed takes game number 1 with really nice defense, but I have to say, Hyun on a different map, I think would have won, as that was incredibly well done by both players. So let's move on to the next game. It'll be game number 2 between Hyun and Seed.